From Butler High School, I'm Head Codi, and this is Spotlight on Golden Tornado Sports. This past year has been another outstanding season for Butler High School athletics. In the fall, the boys and girls soccer teams qualified for the playoffs. Boys basketball made it to the semifinals for the second straight year. Outstanding swimming, wrestling competition. And then in the spring, the baseball team made it to the semifinal game. Boys and girls track winning WPL championships, sending a number of athletes onto the states. And also the girls cheerleading team, very successful, national and state recognition. We're going to cover it all. We could be here for 2 hours with so many outstanding athletes, but we're going to start off right now with one of the outstanding swimmers for Butler High School, David Bocci. David, congratulations on an outstanding year. So many outstanding achievements. Just let me go over what you've accomplished so everyone knows. You were the 3A state champ in a 100-yard butterfly, two-time WPL champ in the 100 butterfly and 500 freestyle, member of the second place 400 relay team at the WPL meet, fifth in the state in the 500 freestyle, headed on to Clarion University. Quite a career for you. Everything came to fruition for you your senior year. So tell us a little bit. I know you have your parents' background, your father's your coach, but how young were you when you got started in swimming?
Well, they started me whenever I was 1 or 2 years old at the YMCA with water babies and swimming around. But I started at the Butler Country Club whenever I was 5 years old, and then I started at the Butler YMCA a year after that, and it just picked up from there.
Let me ask you how it works. Your father's your coach. So is there a switch there when you're at home, he's your father, then you come to practice, he's your swim coach. How are you able to handle that?
Right, it's difficult, but like he tells me while you're at practice, I'm your swim coach, and whenever we get home, I'm your dad. So it's just it's difficult switching back and forth, but no, we made it work.
So when you're at practice and he has to correct you or coach you, he's just going to coach you like he would any other swimmer.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's difficult, but he was great, and he, just like any other swimmer, was able to correct me, and we were able to make it work.
You know, so we look at swimming, and I don't think a lot of people realize the effort and practice time that you put in to build up your endurance. So give us an idea what a typical day is like for you in terms of practice and getting ready.
Right. So in the main part of the season, 3 out of the 7 days we do a morning swim practice at 5:45 in the morning till about 7 o'clock, and then we go to school. And after school, we do every day, six days a week except Sunday, we do a 3:15 to 5 o'clock practice in the evening, and then 4 out of the 7 days we do a lift after the evening swim.
And you oftentimes are competing in multiple events. Where do you find the energy? Like you're going from the butterfly, and then you're doing the 500 freestyle, and then you're on some of the other relay teams.
Right. It's just the work every day that we put in, all of the yardage and everything. It gives you the endurance to switch from multiple events. We practice all kinds of different strokes during practice, so it really helps with the endurance part and switching between strokes in a long meet.
Like a lot of swimmers I've known, they're always hungry. So typically for a day for you, what are you eating, and what are you doing to keep up your energy level?
Right. Most days I start in the morning with breakfast with eggs and oatmeal, and then pretty big lunch. Sometimes I have more than one sandwich and a bunch of other stuff for lunch. And dinner, it just varies, whatever my mom makes, but it's a lot.
Hey, let's not leave your mom out. Your mom was a college swimmer also, right?
Right, yeah. She also swam at Edinburgh University with my dad, and she swam in high school at Penn Trafford.
So when you're getting some comments to help you and improve your swimming, you got to listen to Mom too.
Right. Yeah. She also did some butterfly, and she did breaststroke, which I don't do a lot of breaststroke, but she told me some little things here and there, but it was mostly my dad telling me that kind of stuff. She was there just watching my times and making sure I was going fast enough.
David, you're headed to Clarion University, and you will major in
sports management.
And what do you see yourself doing maybe 10 years from now?
Well, I want to see which job I like in the sports management industry first throughout the 4 years that I'm there. And I would love to be a sports agent or anything like that, managing any parts of a professional sports organization.
Well, David, congratulations to you. Outstanding swimming career. Good luck to you at Clarion University.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'll be right back with another outstanding athlete. I am back with one of the fastest sprinters in the WPL and in the state, Guinness Brown, undefeated during dual meets in the 100, 200, and 400, gold medal winner in the WPIL. Guinness, you were 100 and 200 meters in the WPIL, and I have to ask you about that race with Tyler Urich of Seneca Valley. That was an exciting race you had. You beat him by a nose.
Yeah, probably one of the best races all season for me. It was super exciting, those kind of races. Love them.
And you had some great races with Pascal, Trevor Pascal from North Carolina. I think the only 100 and 200 dashes that he lost were to you.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. And then over the summer, I'm joining Stallion's track team where I'll be running with him for a change. So I'm super excited about that.
Let me ask you, you compete in multiple events, the 100, 200, 400, and also in relays. There has to be some time when you say, wow, this is a lot for me today. I don't know if I have the energy to do all four.
Sometimes there are those days where I'm just tired, not really feeling it. But then it's also like I don't want to let my team down. You just power through it, you know. You just keep going for your team.
Let me ask you, Guinness, when did you get started in track? You're just a junior. When did you get started? And like a lot of kids, sometimes they don't know that they're fast. When did you realize, hey, I'm pretty fast?
Yeah, so I started track in 7th grade, just like junior high team. And then probably 8th grade is when I kind of realized I'm a little bit better with like seeing the competition, and I'm winning a lot of races. So then coming into 9th grade, being on the varsity team, I think is when it's really kind of just hit me like I can really like compete like really competitively in college and all. So I think 9th grade was probably the year where like things kind of changed.
When you went on to the States, it was exciting. I know I watched a lot of it on television. How pumped up do you get going in there? You know you're going against the best guys in the state. You had 4th in the or 2nd in what, the 400, and 4th in the 200.
Yeah, so going into that that meet, I know I'm racing against all these kids that I know are just like incredible athletes. So that just makes me so excited because that's probably the meet where I see just the biggest competition for me. So I was just super excited going into that.
And I have to ask you, a lot of people ask me this, how did it come about that you got this name Guinness? You're probably tired of answering the question.
It's a great story. So my mom and my dad were just like sitting in a bar, and they see the name Guinness on the wall, and they're like, that would be an incredible name. And then here I am, named Guinness.
Well, it's distinctive, and it goes great with you. And I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked the swimmer David Bocci about how he keeps his energy level up. Is there anything special you do diet-wise to keep your energy level up, especially when you're competing in 4 events?
Yeah, I mean, nothing like super like specific, just like eating healthy, getting like all my protein, fruits, veggies, just healthy diet.
You know, so much we hear about analytics and a lot of the major sports. Has any of that crept into the high school, that your coaches are doing anything like that with you, or are you just relying on, you do any film work? They have you on film that you're looking at your performance?
Yes, we'll film like our block starts, and we'll look at just getting down that right form coming out of the blocks, and then they'll like sometimes take videos of me running like 100s or like 150s where like I can just like look at my form, see if I need to get my arms up more, like pick up my knees more. So just like little technical things like that is what we'll focus on.
Let me ask you, some people say, oh, well, the track team wins a team championship. The athletes aren't concerned with that. They're concerned with individuals. What do you say to that?
I think a lot of people underestimate how much of a team sport it really is, where coaches will put kids in certain spots. They'll make sacrifices in some races to win for the team. I think people don't look at track like that. They look at it as an individual sport, but really it's a big team sport.
So winning that WPL championship was very important for you guys.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Now you're a junior, so it's not too early for you to start thinking about colleges. I'm sure some of them have started to reach out to you. You've gotten notice. Any schools on your radar right now?
Not really. I'm kind of just keeping like an open mind, looking where I want to go. Nothing too like, really specific though. I'm not really narrowing it down yet.
So you have one more year to go. What are you looking forward to next year?
Definitely having an indoor season with like the whole Butler team, and then definitely just looking forward to just having my last senior season with all the kids on the team because I really enjoy it.
Well, congratulations to you. Fabulous junior year, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you next year.
Thank you.
I'll be right back with another outstanding member of the track team.
High school sports, community events, all of your favorite local shows are calling the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel their home. Find out everything your neighborhood has to offer on Channel 100 or on YouTube. Spirit, town pride, local communities. This is the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
I am back with not only one of the top runners in the WPIL and in the state, but one of the top runners in the 3200 in the country, CJ Singleton. He's in the top 50 in the country. CJ, congratulations, just an outstanding year. Let's look your WPIL gold medal in the 3200, gold medal for the 4x800 relay, second in the Whippeal in the 1600, fifth in the PIAA in the 3200. And during the regular season, you were undefeated in the 800, 1600, 3200, and relays. Where do you get all this energy?
I don't know. Just kind of got used to running over the years. So, yeah, just a lot of sleep and kind of getting used to it.
Now, I'll ask you the same thing I asked Guinness. He got started in 7th grade. When did you get started in running, and how did you move over to these events?
I started cross country when I was in 4th grade. My dad didn't really want me to do it because I played 3 other sports. And then in like 7th grade, it kind of clicked that I'm kind of good at this. So kind of fell in love with it from there.
Yeah, I'm just amazed, and to your credit, and running the 800, then the 1600, then the 3200, and then being on the relay teams, that the tremendous level of endurance that you have. How hard do you have to keep yourself in shape to do that?
I mean, obviously it's a lot of work, but I love running, so it's not really a job for me. It's kind of just I get to go out and do those races and put in that work. So yeah, it's more fun than strenuous for me.
I asked Guinness about the team championship. The boys won their first in 14 years, and a lot of people, as I said to him, it's just an individual sport track, but he didn't feel that way. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I agree with what he said. A lot of people don't realize how much of a team sport it is. You can go out in the Whippeal individual championships and you can win individual championships for yourself, but in 10, 15 years, no one's really going to remember that. They're going to remember that, you brought your team a championship, and, your Whippeal medal doesn't go in the trophy case, but the team one does.
I said at the outset, there are so many outstanding athletes. Obviously, you and Guinness are two of the stars, but there were so many other outstanding track athletes. One of your own teammates, Skylar Vavro, outstanding year. Sometimes you competed against him.
Yeah. He got me at the Whippeal Championship. He's a great runner. Kind of something clicked this track season for him. He's going to be really good in college. Yeah.
Now, we talk about there's a regular season, there are the dual meets, and then you get into the Whippeals, and then you get into the state. How much are you ramped up? Do you go to that next level? Do you get another kick, another shot of adrenaline?
Yeah, there's definitely an adrenaline rush. But you have to take every race the same. You can't treat any race differently. You got to bring your best, no matter the situation.
You're a junior. What are you looking forward to next year in the way of accomplishments? What's out there that you still want to accomplish?
Big goal is a state championship. That's what I came in this year to do. Didn't get it, but I still got one more year, so I'm not going to stress over it.
You're just a junior, but once again, I'm sure at this time you've gained a lot of recognition. Colleges are interested in you. What colleges are you interested in? Have you had any conversations and contacts with any colleges that you're interested in?
Yeah. So unlike Guinness, he's kind of starting his process because he only has the track season, but I have cross country, so it's been a long process, a lot of phone calls, down to about 6 schools now. So hopefully by next fall I'll have a decision.
And this summer, you mentioned cross country. You're just going to kick back and relax a little bit, or are you going to run through the summer?
Got a couple of days off, and then I'm going to run through the summer.
Well, C.J. Singleton, you've had a great year, junior year, great things to come for you next year. Both you and Guinness are back. Butler's going to have another powerful track team. Congratulations to you, and we'll look forward to seeing you next year.
Thank you.
I'll be right back with another outstanding athlete after this. I am back with one of the outstanding girl track athletes for the Golden Tornado. The Butler girls have won 4 straight WPL track championships. They won all their dual meets in a row. Not sure, I know from 97 to 2000 that the boys won 4 straight and 56 straight dual meets. But here to talk about this great season and her great season is Emma Lehman. Emma, congratulations from the Butler Invite, where you were first in the 300 hurdles, second in the 100 hurdles, a member of the winning 400 relay team, and then went on to WPL. You took a gold in the 300 hurdles, third in the 100 hurdles, and fourth in the 400 relay, ninth in the PIAA in the 300 hurdles, 11th in the PIAA in the 100 hurdles. Congratulations to you on a great year.
Thank you.
Let's look at this. And I asked both boys, Guinness and CJ, about winning team championships, how important. Both said it was very important for them. But for the girls, you girls have won 4 straight. You're a junior. You're headed back next year. I know a lot of your teammates are coming back. You're ready to make some history here.
Oh yes, we're ready to keep the winning streak up. And hopefully get a good season next year and keep winning.
Now, I asked, like CJ and Guinness, they participate in multiple events, and so do you, the hurdles, both of those, and then some of the relay teams that you're on. It takes a tremendous amount of condition. Do you ever reach some meets where you say, I'd just like to do 1 or 2 events?
Yeah, sometimes, but most of the time my coaches are like, no, you got to run all of your events. But it's better when you run all of your events because then you get the conditioning for each race and stuff.
Now, with winning 4 straight WPL championships, you've had an outstanding year, but I know some of you've had some outstanding teammates to go along with you. How about telling us about some of them and their achievements? I'd like to have everyone on our show, but we just don't have the time.
Yeah, so we have a freshman coming up. Her name's Ava. She is a very good 1 and 2 miler. Then we have Allie Morrow. She's very good. She's probably our best 100 and 200 runner. And leaving this year, sadly, is Taylor Timmons. She's graduating, but she was our best 400 runner. She just broke 60 this past, I think, 2 weeks ago, something. But so. And
let's look throughout the season. Where did for yourself personally, your toughest competition come from? And prior to some of those meets, did you know who you were going against and what to expect?
Yeah, most of the time we do like research so we can find out like what people's times are and like what we're going to expect. But most of the girls I talk to, and I would like look them up and see whatever like they run and their best times and see how they were progressing over the season.
You know, you watch and you see some of the boys at meets, they'll like act macho and not try to talk to them. But you see the girls talking to one another, laughing and joking. So you don't have any of that type of intimidation.
No, I like to socialize and find out like how everyone's season's doing and stuff, and it helps with my nerves also. So I like just getting to know all the girls I'm running against and seeing who's leaving next year and who I'm going to be running against like in the future. So
I asked both the boys and the swimmer David Bocci about their diet, how they try to keep their energy level up. Is there anything special you do? Do you pay attention to your diet to keep, especially competing in all the events that you do?
Yeah, normally during my races, I try to just like snack a little bit, like eat some pretzels, but then I'll also have like an energy drink, so I have like sugar and stuff. But then all over the season, I just try and eat healthy and keep out all the bad sugars and stuff so my body's not dying when I'm running.
Stay away from the sweets.
Yes.
Now, what will you be doing this summer?
Definitely training and probably lifting a lot just to keep my muscles, like to help them grow and stuff so I can be stronger next season.
You're just a junior too. You're coming back. I ask you the same question. You have some colleges in mind that you're thinking about where you would like to go and compete at the next level.
Yeah, I have some. Most of them have reached out over like social media, or I've gotten most letters, but I haven't really talked to any of the coaches yet, besides Cal U coaches, but that's all I've gotten.
Well, Emma, you've had an outstanding year. We look forward next year. The girls are going for a 5th straight WPL championship. And what are your goals for next year going into your senior year?
I'm just hoping that I can get a state medal hopefully next year and just keep the winning streak up for everybody and myself personally.
Well, congratulations to you. Good luck next year.
Thank you.
I'll be right back with the very successful Butler High School cheerleading coach, Mary Ann Miller. I am back with one of the most successful coaches this past season for Butler High School, cheerleading coach Mary Ann Miller. Cheerleading has 2 roles, a dual role. They cheer for all the other athletic teams, but they are competitors in their own right. And Mary Ann, congratulations on just an outstanding year.
Thank you so much.
Let's look through these accomplishments. First place, varsity co-ed, AAA runner-up, PIAA, second place, third place, Nationals, first place, Bishop McCourt Spirit Fest, first place, Miami Valley Regionals, a bid to the Nationals, first place, Allegheny Regionals. Quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, we had an incredible season. We really did. During COVID and the fact that we had the accomplishments that we had with all the obstacles that were in our way with COVID, it was outstanding.
Marianne, let me ask you, in the last 20, maybe 30 years, how has high school cheerleading changed?
It's really changed in the fact that the skills are so much harder. The tumbling is harder. Everything kind of used to be a little bit intermediate level, and now like the skill levels are just through the roof. They're spinning. They're just the incredible difficulty in the stunting is just amazing, and it just gets harder and harder every year.
So these are athletes. They could be gymnasts. It's changed to that degree, and they have to work out. Are you in the training room? Are you doing weightlifting and a lot of flexibility?
We do our own kind of regimen of training. The competition team runs miles before every practice, and then we try to continue that through the season. We do a lot of conditioning at class or at practices. The Y actually offered us a class. Heidi Nichols offered us a free exercise class, and so the kids were doing that kind of regiment and stuff. But you can't not be physically fit to do this sport, the competition side of it.
So if I'm at a basketball game and your team's out there cheering, and then I go to a competition, what will I see differently?
You're going to see the level of stunts go from about 1 to 20. Because we perform on the track at football games and the basketball floor at basketball games. So we can't really do the degree of difficulty that we do because we don't have mats. So it's really not safe for the athletes to be doing that. So for the game squad stuff, we really focus on crowd leading and supporting the sports teams. When we get into the competition season, that's really the bread and butter of like the athletic competition kids, because we're not cheering for anybody. Like that's our competition. That's our season. So the level of difficulty is much higher and the intensity is much higher as well.
So I see now co-ed is part of it. That wasn't always the case. I don't know, within the last 3 or 4 years, co-ed, and now you compete at a co-ed level or 2 different levels, co-ed and not co-ed?
No, our competition side is co-ed. This is our 5th year as co-ed. There was 4 boys that showed up at an open gym 5 years ago, or 4 years ago, I guess it is. And, I kind of thought it was a big joke, like, it's hilarious, and they just kept coming back. And, a couple of the kids cheer collegiately now. We have one at the University of Delaware, and we have one at the University of South Florida, Nathan Baker. And they actually just won a national title this year at the National College Championships, which is a huge accomplishment. So, and the WPIAL actually this was the very first year that the WPIAL actually recognized co-ed as a division at the WPIAL competition. So that's exciting.
So these boys coming out, they have to be good athletes. They have to be strong, too, because a lot of times they're lifting the girls and so forth and pushing them up over their heads like they're doing a bench press. So these guys have to be in shape, too.
Yeah, that's all the boys do. They only stunt. And I think that's the stereotype that a lot of people don't understand. I think there's still a stigma that comes with it. And the boys don't understand what it actually is until they come and try. And normally when they come and try in an open gym, it kind of hooks them because they realize how difficult it is. They think they're going to come in and it's going to be super easy, and it's not. It's very difficult to co-ed stunt. So that's kind of the stereotype that I would like to see kind of come to an end and more boys participate in cheerleading, because there's athletic scholarships, there's college opportunities, that are out there for these boys.
For a lot of the sports, they're seasonal, but for you're year-round. You're going through all the different teams supporting them and then your own competition. So you're not taking the summer off.
No, not at all. And that's kind of a frustration of mine too. Sometimes that people say, why is your season so long? Like, that's ridiculous. Well, what people don't understand is that we don't have one season. Because we cheer for football, basketball, and have our own competition season, we have 3 seasons. So unlike other sports that just compete during their season and they're finished, that's not the case with us. So we have to work through the summer to be ready for football, and then we work through the fall to be ready for basketball, and the competition season really does take all year long to get that 2.5-minute routine just perfect for the elite competitions at the end of the year, and that's WPIAL, states, and nationals.
I remember that there were maybe only 6 cheerleaders on the team, but how many do you have?
Through the years, I've had, on the game squad, I've had up to 38 kids on the game squad cheering for football. That was actually, you'd think it was crazy, but it was a super fun year. Generally, I have between 20 to 24 on the competition team.
Well, Marianne, congratulations to you and your cheerleading team. A fantastic year. You're doing a great job, and look forward to seeing you cheering next year.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
From Butler High School, I'm Codi, and this has been Spotlight on Tornado Athletics.